Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This evening is a very special evening because it is the eve of Guru Purnima day. Tomorrow will be the Guru Purnima, a great day for all the Hindus. It's a unique conception in the spiritual life, the Guru. So we will study our Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, as usual. But each and every word that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling is the word of the Guru. So let us begin with this. Tabu kathamritam tapta jivanam kabir virilitam kalmashapaham shravana mangalam sri madatatam bhubi grinanti e bhurida janaha. Master Mashay, as usual, he has gone to Dr. Sarkar and to talk to him about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's health condition, and then if he likes he can come to visit him. So it was Friday, October 30th, 1885. Master Mashay is writing. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. Sri Ramakrishna was talking with M in his room. M means Master Mashay. In a pseudo name that he has written this book, sometimes Bhakta, a devotee, sometimes M, sometimes Mahendra, sometimes Master, like this. Master means Bengali master, master means teacher. So like that, he has tried to hide himself, and that Swami Vivekananda appreciated it very much. But most of the people, they usually give their name, but they will be telling or quoting only the others' words. They only want their name. Swamiji never liked it. But here the Master Mashay, who wanted to hide himself, but he got exposed to the whole world as him, and everyone knows him now. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is talking with him. No one else was present. M was going to Dr. Sarkar to report his condition and bring him to examine the Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna to M, smiling. Purna came this morning. The Sri Ramakrishna is very sick, but at the same time he is concerned about the growth of spiritual life of the people around him. There was a boy of hardly 15, 16 years, a teenage boy, but he had in his previous birth, the very good, as we call samskaras, the very good impressions, and Sri Ramakrishna could see that the manifestation of the spirituality is much more in that young mind. So when he visited, Sri Ramakrishna was happy. Purna came this morning. He has such a nice nature. Monindra has an element. Monindra, another boy of the same age. Element of Prakriti, of womanliness. He has read the life of Chaitanya and understood the attitude of the gopis. He has also realized that God is Purusha and man is Prakriti, and that man should worship God as his handmaid. How remarkable! Now, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning about the two young boys. So usually what happened, all the original qualities of a person is hidden up to 18, 19, up to teenage, as they call it. Then immediately after that, they start manifesting their own attitude, own the impressions of the past life. So that is always there. So Sri Ramakrishna observed these two young, they are very good and they are coming to Sri Ramakrishna, but their attitude was like the woman approaching the god, like the gopis. All of us we know that the gopis means he is referring to the lady devotees of Sri Krishna who were there in the Vrindavan. Their approach was the God is our husband, God is our the male friend, like that. It is very excellent attitude to approaching the God. There is no fear at all. Usually they say God-fearing person. In the English they say to identify a devotee is a God-fearing person. But why should he be afraid of God? God is our own. So we are not afraid of God, but we approach God in different way, the different type of mentality. And Hindus, that way, Hindus really very appreciating the founders of the Hinduism. They founded first realized that everything is nothing but the consciousness. Then they realized because of the combination of sattva, raja, tama, these three gunas, the nature of the human being are different. And then they realized that there are different type of approaches towards one person to another. So all those things they have utilized for the realization of God. This is really unique. And here they say the gopis, they were approaching Sri Krishna as their husband, as the boyfriend, like that. So they were very much attracted to Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna's age was only hardly 8 or 9 years old. When we are talking about it, so he was a very young boy at that time. But even then, the ladies of that area, they like to see him, to play with him, to talk with him, and hearing him playing the music, all that. So that is a very pure approach approach to God. We sometimes nowadays, in the modern times, we make it in a different way. The Radha is nothing but the ultimate manifestation of devotion. Radha's approach to Krishna is the ultimate manifestation of devotion. Wants nothing but love. The Radha is loving Krishna. In a return, she needs nothing, never expected anything. That was the purest of the pure love. This approach, when it is happening, what happens? There's a very few people, very rarely one, they will be able to do this, because whatever we do, there is a selfishness. I want mukti, my mukti. Is it selfishness in one sense? I want to go to God. Again, it is I want something. I want to realize God. I want to go beyond this birth and death. I want mukti. I want death. That means there is some demand. But the gopis' love for God was for nothing. They never wanted mukti, they never wanted anything. So Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning this boy is manifesting that pure love for God. So gopis' approach to Krishna. So it is remarkable. Master Maharshya, what he will say, it is true, sir, he said. Master Maharshya was all the time accompanying Sri Ramakrishna. We should not say all the time, because he had his own office time and then household, other duties. Sometimes he used to come, and whenever, all that time he has recorded. So he has heard Sri Ramakrishna saying all these things so many times, so he understood. So he said, yes, it is true, sir. Purna was then 15 or 16 years old, Master Maharshya mentioning. Sri Ramakrishna always longed to see him. But his relatives did not allow him to visit the Sri Ramakrishna. Why? They're afraid maybe he will go, he will become a monk, and he may not be interested in household life. Usually this happened always. So that is why they were not allowing that young boy to go to him. So what happened, one night before his illness, Sri Ramakrishna had been so eager to see Purna that he had suddenly left Dakshineshwar and arrived at Ames house. I don't know how many of you can understand that Dakshineshwar and Ames house is a very far away. Dakshineshwar means the other bank of the Ganga, and from there you have to come, you have to cross the bridge, and then you can come to Calcutta. And in the Calcutta, it was in the north Calcutta, it was very far. Sri Ramakrishna came in the night time. And that is exactly when the God, they want to help, God wants to help, anytime, anywhere, he will go to help the devotee. The small indication, the incidents that has happened, that gives the indication that is the way the God works. Is a very good boy. He is trying to realize God, and the God wants to see that devotee. God himself is coming, and that too in the night time. And you can imagine the Sri Ramakrishna, he could not pay the fare for the carriage. Even then, somehow he managed. I don't think he crossed the river at that night. It was not available the night time. The crossing by boat, the Ganga, it was risky. The boat was a very rare that boat was there. So he must have taken a carriage and come all the way crossing all this. No, from Dakshineshwar to Calcutta he is coming. No, he need not to cross the river. So he is coming directly. But even then it is far. I was mistaking the Belur Math. Now Sri Ramakrishna is in Belur Math. So I am thinking from Belur. No, I was wrong. Sorry. So he is coming from Dakshineshwar. From Dakshineshwar, he is coming straight. Even then, it is a faraway place. From Dakshineshwar to Bagbazar, from Bagbazar to Tantania, crossing this, it's a long. And then he came over there and to reach the Mastermashay house. In the Mastermashay's house, he reached and then asked to bring the Purna. Purna was in the neighborhood. The Mastermashay went. It is his student. So the Mastermashay went, Sri Ma, and then called that boy. Sri Ramakrishna gave him many instructions about prayer and had afterwards returned to Dakshineshwar. So this is the way the God, the work. When someone is genuine, someone is sincere, God is coming to them. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna did, and that is why God is Guru. The Guru means one who removes the darkness. Darkness again, the ignorance. What is ignorance? Separation from the Creator. I am separate from the Creator, I am different, and all these things that I see around me, this world, is different than the God. These type of ideas are called ignorance. The Vedanta will never accept it, and the Hindus, they say, no, it is all wrong conception, wrong idea. One group of people, they will say Advaita, pure Advaita, non-duality, they will say, there is no two, there is only one. Hence, you cannot say that there is the manifestation of whatever we see in this world are different from God. No, it is not. God has manifested in different forms. That you can say. Except God, there is nothing. Now, when I touch, when I smell, when I taste, when I feel, then what is all this? Wrong? No, it is not wrong. God has become like this. So this is the way they explain. And the Dvaitist, they say, no, God has created, but we are separate. Now we have to go back to God if we want the happiness, eternal happiness, peace, etc. that these are the main two differences between Advaita and Dvaita, whatever it may be. Here at this moment, of course, it is Dvaita approach. The God is coming to the devotee. Who is that devotee? Purna. Why he is so much interested? Because Purna never wanted worldly life. He always, from his childhood days, he used to love God because of his very good samskara in the past life. Only this life he took the human form and just to spend some years like that. The Sri Ramakrishna came all the way from Dakshinesha, and Monindra was about the same age as Purna. The devotees addressed him as Khoka. Khoka in Bengali means a baby child. Khoka, he used to dance in ecstasy when he heard the chanting of God's name. Friends, sometimes some people will argue, is there the different lives and then after the death what will happen and all these ideas. But of course it is there. It is not the only life. Otherwise, why I have seen a very young boy playing tabla. At that age, the other children, they have not understood what is tabla. They will go, they will push and then try to play with that. They don't know what is it. But of the same age, hardly 4 or 5, her fingers are so small, but playing the tabla. Can you imagine? It must be from the previous birth that impression is coming. So, and sometimes some children are so smart. Then I was seeing the TV show, and then young boy, the very young, and when they were asking can you make this plus this, how much, this plus, small, and then he was mentioning 1 or 2, then afterwards he became angry. Ask me a bigger question, he was telling. Hardly the boy of 5 or 6. Then he gave, say, 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus these, what the total? Immediately he said that. Do you think it is possible for any boy? No. We call it prodigy. They are really bringing from the past life all these impressions. Sometimes it continues, sometimes it goes away. But these two boys here, the Master Mahashaya mentioned, one is Purna, another is another boy. What is his name here? Must have said Khoka, Monindra. This Monindra, he also is very good, and he dances in the name of God. Friends, you know that the Guru, it is only God. No one else can become Guru. Because you have to give liberation to a soul. Can anyone give that? No, it's impossible. Only God can give the liberation. Of course, then why these so many human gurus? The God works through them. And sometimes those who are really very pure, their manifestation of God is more in them. And sometimes they work just as a machine. So they will bring the name of God and distribute with a faith that God will take care of them like that. But real God is nothing but the God himself. I was mentioning here the Shankaracharya in his Viveka he is mentioning about the Guru. It is 33 verse of the Viveka. He mentioned Sotriya, Abrijino, Akamohata, Yo, Brahmavit Uttamaha, Brahmanna Uparato Shanta, Nirindhana Ivanalaha, Ahetuko Daya Sindhu, Bandhu Anamatam Satam. He is friendly to whom? Those who are humble, and they are, because of their humbleness, the Guru become friendly to them and then help them. Blessed are the meek. The Lord Jesus is mentioning. Blessed are the meek, the humble. Unless and until you are humble, you can never receive the grace of God. And the Guru's grace is coming. Who is Guru? First he says Sotriya. He is learned a Veda. What is Veda? Knowledge. Veda word means knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Everything is nothing but the supreme consciousness. All the Upanishads, Veda means Upanishad. Veda has different other things also, giving other knowledges, ideas. But real Veda means Upanishad. And what Upanishad says, in Sanskrit they say Pratipadya. What is the object that this book is giving idea? If we consider that as a book, what is actually it's dealing with? Each and every Upanishad, in different way, they will tell you about the Brahman. One who has realized that Brahman, so Vedagya, he calls Sotriya. Why Sotriya? Because they have heard. You have to hear, you have to memorize, and you have to remember, you have to cultivate, and you have to realize that. No writing, nothing, you cannot write. Sometimes we give the mantra, very intelligent people, sometimes doctors, and they say, Swamiji, can I write it because I may forget it? And just one name, one God's name you have to remember, but they make the. Sometimes they come and they say, the Guru gave me this mantra, can I tell you? They added something or deleted something. Only 3 words. So difficult. So difficult. So you have to remember this. When you are approaching to your Guru, he won't allow you to write. Not that they never knew how to write. Sometimes some of the Western scholars, they wrongly mentioned, in those days they never knew how to write, so nothing. They knew it very well. But they used to insist that you should use your brain, your mind, your attention. So hard it, the Sotriya. So that is called Abrijina. That is no sin at all. What is the sin? Selfishness is sin. So when you are selfish, you are a sinner. So there is no iota of sin, iota of selfishness, or brijino. That's the one word they have used, Shankaracharya. They are completely free from any selfishness. Or kamahata. There is no kamana, there is no desire. In that heart there is no desire at all, no desire, except love. Loving for the beings, that is called akamahata. Yo brahmavid uttamaha, the highest of those rank. Brahmani uparata shanta. As because he is not having any desire, so he is naturally very calm and composed. Shanta. The Shanta Shabda, that word that he used, means it's a quiet. But why he is quiet? It's not the physically quiet, mentally quiet, as because there is no desire. Whenever the desire is there, the ripples become waves like that. It comes in the mind. No desire. And ahetu kudaya sindhu. He is without, even if you are not going to him, he himself will come to you to help you in the spiritual manner, spiritual thing. To whom anumatam satam, those who are humble, those who are meek, only to them, not that to everyone. Only to those people who are humble, who are meek, Guru goes to that. So who is a Guru? All these quality must be there. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that's why whoever comes to me, I always say that read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna. There's a beautiful book published by Advaita Ashrama. Whatever information was available on that, they have written. And if you read that book, you will understand this is a great person. and a very detailed biography is there, the great master, written by one of his direct disciples. If you read that also, if possible, this is a huge book, two volumes. You get the all explanations about his sadhanas. It's a unique life. When you compare with others, I am not criticizing, but if you compare with others, no one can stand before that. So that is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is the God himself and he is the Guru. In the Ramakrishna tradition, they always say, Guru Maharaj ki jai, glory unto Guru Maharaj. Who is this Guru Maharaj? Maharaj means in respect. The Guru means that God, and that is Sri Ramakrishna. None of us, right from the President Maharaj, who is the spiritual head in the Ramakrishna order, will never claim that we are gurus. Swami Ishatmananda used to become angry, you can say. He never liked anyone addressing him as Guru. Guru is Sri Ramakrishna. So this dedication, there is no ego at all. This is the God and this is you. I have been given the chance to introduce you both. Here is Sri Ramakrishna, here is you. I am introducing, now it is you both. Your Ishta Devata, he is your Guru and you are there. I can only, as a helper, as a teacher, I can just guide you. Do this, do that, that much. So this is the position of the Ramakrishna Mission Guru, but Guru is God. And if you hear the dhyana, the very traditional way, they say, what is the Guru dhyana? Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim. Here also, Jnana. Guru means Jnana. Kevalam Jnanamurtim Danda Atitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nittam Bimalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. That is the dhyana mantra of a Guru. When you are meditating on Guru, these are the qualities you have to remember and meditate. First is Brahmanandam. As the Shankaracharya said, Sotriya. He is the knower of Brahman. Here, Brahmanandam. He has realized that Brahman and full with joy of that. When you know that knowledge, what happens to you? Happiness, joy, extreme joy. And there is an expression in the Upanishad, a very funny way. He said that when a rishi was meditating and then slowly his mind became very subtle and ultimately he reached to that particular knowledge and suddenly it revealed. It's not that we are going to get something. We sometimes think that we go and get something. Something is already there. And now we are going and nothing like that. It is already there, but we have forgotten it. It is nothing but Brahman. We are nothing but Brahman. We are superimposing something else on ourselves and hypnotized ourselves and suffering because of that. So we are in reality Brahman. So this Brahman, when you realize, oh, I am that, then what happens? Ananda, the Brahmananda. In the Upanishad, the moment a rishi could realize that, he cried out, Ahamannam, 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 like that. I am that, I am that, I am that, I am that food, Annam. In the beginning, everything is nothing but me. So, Brahmananda, Paramasukhadam. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, once you get that joy, you will never ever like this worldly joy. He gave the comparison with the different type of liquid they prepare. and this type of liquid that you are drinking, made of milk and other things, and if it is just only water and some little, so that differences is to make. The Parama Sukhadam, he is the only Jnana Murti, whole body, his whole personality is nothing but knowledge, knowledge and knowledge. The Jnana Murtim, Danda Atitam, there is no doubt at all. Well, it will be Danda. Danda means this is a fighting. Is this there? Is it not there? So Danda, all the time doubts will be there. The two things that you, nothing, no Danda at all. I know this is this. And that is why we find Sri Ramakrishna not at all bothered about the rich man or educated man or famous personalities. They are coming to him. Sri Ramakrishna was never bothered. That is what, according to the standard of the worldly things. They think I am so and so and so and so. For him it is nothing. So Danda Atitam. And then giving an simile, Gagana Sadrisham. Gagana means the sky, and there is no limit in the sky, in the space. So like that, then it is utilizing the one dictum to express the Guru, Tat Tvam Asi. There is a dictum in the Upanishad. The great word. Tat means that. Tvam means you. Asi means is. You are that. So you are that. Tat Tvam Asi. That is Tat. What is that Tat? Consciousness. You are that consciousness. And he is that consciousness. So that is why he mentioned in this way. And here comes down to explain in a different way, Ekam. There is only one, there cannot be two. And many other religions also they say, God is one, there cannot be two. But they explain that in a, some people they make the mistake, they say it is only our God is the God and no other God. That is a different thing. That is a narrow way of understanding and explaining and then fighting. No, you cannot do like that. Ekam means there is only one consciousness, there cannot be two consciousness. Ekam, Nityam, it is eternal. It is not today is there and tomorrow God is today, he made like this. It cannot be like that. It is eternal, continuously there. Bimala, there is no sin in that. That's why Bimala. Achala, never moves. Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam. Today morning, I was giving a talk on this to a group of Delhi devotees. The young children was also there, students. Our Jagannatha, a few days before, there was the Ratha Yatra, Jagannatha. Excellent concept that has been given in the form so the people can understand it. The Jagannatha is the master of the universe. But look at that, he is not having any feet. Why? Because it's not necessary for him to go anywhere. He is already present. Jagannatha, he is the master of the universe. He is present in every corner of the universe already. Why need the feet? To make it understand that he is already there, the God they have made without any feet. And he is all powerful. Just thinking and everything is happening. So no hands. But the remarkable thing, he is having two big eyes. Those who have seen the image of the Jagannatha, the Lord of the universe, he is having two big eyes. That is the most interesting feature of Jagannatha. Now, all other gods are different, but Jagannatha, only two big eyes. And no eyelid. Why? Because God is constantly watching, and that's why Sarvati Shakshi Bhutam. He is the Shakshi, the witness of everything that is happening. bhava atitam, all the bhavas that we are having beyond that. Triguna rahitam, he is not having any gunas. Sattva, raja, tama is beyond these three gunas. Any guna if you are having, that means you are bound. The sattva guna is the best quality, but even with the sattva guna, you cannot realize Brahman, because that also binds. Oh, I am truthful, I am Brahmin, I am pure, I do not eat this, I do not go over there. It's an ego again. It's a good though, but it is also ego. It's better to reach to that at least for us, but that is also binding the gunas. And the Lord is completely free from any ego. Triguna rahitam. Sometimes the attendant of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to say, why you are doing like this, why you are doing like that? He said, I will do like this. If you don't like, don't be with me. Why? He is free from all gunas. Sattva, raja, tama, that only when we are going to a good place, immediately we are conscious about our dress and about the behavior. We should know. Then when you go to a very close person, our friend or relative, maybe father or mother, we don't care about the dress. We go and sometimes we shout also, hey, I'm hungry, bring food. But when you go to some other places, even if you are hungry, you have to smile. So do you like to take food? It's okay, no problem. But you are dying inside. So like that you have to maintain. But the guna, the children, they don't have any qualities. So they will go and shout, I am hungry, give that food. Why you are not giving? They don't bother where they have gone. So this God, this Guru, is beyond any guna, triguna rahita. And that is Sadguru. That is the Sadguru. And this way, then this coming Sunday we'll be discussing again. So this is the Guru, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Today, I have not mentioned any topic because he is really showing his unique quality of the Guru, taking care of two young boys. He was not very well at that time even, but he came all the way to instruct that young boy because he could understand that he is not going to live for a long time. His lifespan is short, so you have to finish his sadhanas. So the Guru himself came and instructed. The Purna, he came from Dakshineshwar, all the way from Dakshineshwar to the Tantania, that is the place in Calcutta, and he instructed him. After 10:30, Aim arrived at Dr. Sarkar's house. Now, the Master Maharshi reached Dr. Sarkar's house after 10:30. He went to the second floor and sat in a chair on the porch adjacent to the drawing room. And now we can understand, previously, when the Master Maharshi used to go, he used to hesitate whether he will enter into it or not. Now he has become friendly with Dr. Sarkar, though Sarkar was an aristocrat in those days, but even then Master Maharshi has become free because devotees have no difference. All devotees, whether they are poor or rich, educated, uneducated, they are all same. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said in Bengali, Bhaktir Jat nahi. There is no any difference, whether Brahmin or no, it doesn't matter at all. Devotee means a lover of God, and they are all equal into that. Their object is to realize God. And so both of them, Dr. Sarkar and Master Maharshi, as they have started admiring Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, loving Sri Ramakrishna, to trying to serve him, so they have become brotherly. So he went and sat. This small incident, the way he is mentioning, that gives the complete idea. There is no hesitation now in the minds of Master Maharshi. and he sat over there. In front of Dr. Sarkar was a glass bowl in which some goldfish were kept. Now and then Dr. Sarkar threw some food to that bowl. Again he is throwing some food for the sparrows. M is watching it. Doctor smiling to him. You see this goldfish? They are staring at me, like the devotee staring at God. They haven't noticed that the food I have thrown into the water. Therefore I say, what you will gain by mere bhakti? You need knowledge too. So, Dr. Sarkar, he is actually giving an example. I have given the food to the fish. Fish is supposed to go and eat. Instead, they are looking at me. That means they are devoted to me. But if the knowledge was there, they could understand I have given the food. They could enjoy the food given by me. So he is mentioning only devotion won't do. You have to understand what you should get from God. Master Mahasaya smiling. He is not commenting now. The Master Mahasaya, he is smiling. Look there at the sparrows, the doctor is mentioning. They flew away when I threw the food to them. They are frightened. They have no bhakti because they are without knowledge. They don't know that the food is they should take. The sparrows, they are afraid. They should know that this person is not going to hurt us and he is going to feed us, and that is called knowledge. As because the sparrow is not having that knowledge and they are afraid, mentioning that, Dr. Sarkar says that devotees are like that. As because there is no knowledge, only devotion, they do not understand what they should do and when and how. That is his idea. He is trying to explain to the sparrow and the fish. So after that, Dr. Sarkar and M entered the drawing room. There was shelves all around and filled with books. The doctor rested a little. M looked at the book. He picked up Canon Farrer's Life of Jesus and read a few pages. Dr. Sarkar told him how the first homeopathic hospital was started in the teeth of great opposition. He asked him to read the letters relating to it, which he had published in the Calcutta Journal of Medicine in 1876. Dr. Sarkar was much devoted to homeopathy, though he was not trained in that. Afterwards, he shifted. He was the allopathic trained person, and he passed MBBS from the Calcutta Medical School College, but now he is practicing homeopathy. He believed, and many others were there. I met one gentleman. He was the doctor of the President of India. So he was also very famous. Though their training was in a different way, but they loved the homeopathy. The Dr. Sarkar is also that. He picked up another book, that is Munger's New Theology. Dr. Sarkar noticed it. And he said, Munger has based his conclusions on nice argument and reasoning. It is not like your believing a thing simply because a Chaitanya or a Buddha or a Jesus Christ has said so. Master Moshe was a little timid type of person and not much of going for argument. But here, with a smile, he is saying, yes, we should not believe Chaitanya or Buddha, but we must believe Margjar. Just because he has written it. Now, Dr. Sarkar is in problem. So both are debating like this, and afterwards Dr. Sarkar got into his carriage, and accompanied by him, the carriage proceeded towards Shampukur. Shampukur, we know that where Sri Ramakrishna was the resting, and so that he get the attention of the Calcutta doctors. It was midday. They gossiped together. The conversation turned to Dr. Bhaduri, who had also been visiting Sri Ramakrishna now and then. Dr. Bhaduri didn't like Dr. Sarkar, because Bhaduri was a devotee, and Sarkar was used to all the time he will be raising the question and arguing. And the last day when we were reading, we saw that him smiling. Bhaduri said about you that you must begin all over again from the stone and brickbat. Because the next life, Dr. Bhaduri became so angry as because Dr. Sarkar was arguing with Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and he was not accepting anything. He said in the next life, after this life, he has to go back into the life of the stone. You know, the Hindus, they believe reincarnation. They believe that nearly 84 million births afterwards they get the human birth. And we begin with the stone, and then slowly, slowly the trees and plants and all that, then to life. So he said that he will begin from there, from the beginning. The Sarkar, so how is that? He is asking, Dr. Sarkar. He was not angry. He took it sportingly. Because you don't believe in the Mahatmas, then astral bodies, and so forth. Perhaps Bhaduri is a theosophist. Further, you don't believe in the incarnation of God. That is why he teased you, saying that when you die, that combined with the, and he mentioned in that way that when you die, you have to become a stone first. One is more likely to lose consciousness by contemplating on those things, by handling material thing too much. You won't be born even as an animal or bird, or even as a tree or plant. You'd have to begin all over again from the same, some stone or brickbat, etc. Then, after many, many births, you might assume a human body. Then Dr. Sarkar is mentioning, goodness gracious. Bhaduri further said that the knowledge of your physical science was a false knowledge. Such knowledge is momentary. He gave an analogy. Suppose there is two wells. The one gets in its water from an underground spring. The other has no such spring and is filled with rainwater. But the water of the second well does not last for long, because there is the rainwater. If there is no rain, there is no water. The knowledge of your science is like the rainwater. It dries up. Dr. Sarkar with a smile, I see. The carriage arrived in the Cornwall Street. Dr. Sarkar picked up Dr. Pratap Majumdar. Pratap had visited Sri Ramakrishna the previous day. They soon arrived at Shampukur. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room on the second floor with several devotees. Dr. Sarkar to the master, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. I see you are coughing. Then smiling, but it is good to go to Kashi. And now the Kashi in Bengali means coughing. So you are coughing means you have gone to Kashi. The Sri Ramakrishna smiling. But that will give me liberation if I go to Kashi. But I don't want liberation. I want to love God. All are laughing. Friends, have you noticed, though it is a doctor and patient, has a very serious the disease, cancer, and the doctors are coming to treat that, but as if nothing. Nothing is happening. The doctors also like this, and the patient also. Doctors are trying their best, but the patient also is. Why it is? The love of God. Now, this same doctor who was in the beginning, he was not like this. So, when you come close to religion, what happens? You start loving everyone around you. And then that is the first, that expression of the spirituality. You can love everyone. You can have faith in everyone. And slowly, because they are also loving God, they also come to God, so they are also good people. By that way, and your ego is adjusted. Slowly, you are reducing your ego. Same person going to attend the office, they are different. There they will show their personalities, they will be arguing and then presenting their own views in a very aggressive way. That is completely different. But when they come to the holy person and to a holy place, why they don't do that? That is the sign of spirituality. We can notice how Dr. Sarkar is slowly changing. So he, and very serious way, Dr. Bhaduri commented, but the Dr. Sarkar didn't take it seriously. He was, oh God gracious, I'll be becoming. Then you'll find how he is taking it so sportingly. And we should understand how the change comes. When regularly you are coming to a holy person, to a holy idea, to a holy place, the holiness changes and soften your ego, and you become a person of love. So he says, oh, you are, then he said, I am like this. Pratap was Dr. Bhaduri's son-in-law. Sri Ramakrishna was speaking to Pratap in praise of his father-in-law, that Bhaduri, who criticized the Sarkar. And before Sarkar, Sri Ramakrishna is praising Bhaduri. Sri Ramakrishna to Pratap. Ah, what a great person he has become. He contemplates God and observes purity in his conduct. Further, he accepts both aspects of God, personal and impersonal. Sri Ramakrishna, he liked this. You have to accept everything. I love only impersonal aspect of God, but it's not the way Sri Ramakrishna thinks. Those who are the followers of Sri Ramakrishna, they should also understand this. This I like, and this I like to follow, no problem. You can, of course, you can do that. But this is the only path, and everyone should follow as I am following, or otherwise, either they should go away or I should go out from there. No. This is not the way of Sri Ramakrishna. You like to eat something, maybe potato, in a fried way, you can eat. But the next man, he boiled the potato and eating, you should not criticize him or her and should not say, hey, you should not eat it, and if you are eating, go away from here. No. The Sri Ramakrishna's idea, that is Shamanaya Vedanta. The same Vedanta, the ultimate knowledge, but it is combined. If you like this, you can always follow that. I am not going to disturb you, and you should not also disturb me. This is the Sri Ramakrishna's way. The Sri Ramakrishna said, he accepts personal and impersonal, and he is praising Dr. Bhaduri for that. M was very eager to mention Dr. Bhaduri's remarks about Dr. Sarkar's being born again as a stone or brick. But before Sri Ramakrishna, M never spoke. So what he did, he asked the younger Naren very softly whether he remembered those words of Dr. Vaduri. Sri Ramakrishna overheard this. Aim's purpose was because he wanted to raise that topic again, so or maybe to make some fun with Dr. Sarkar and how Dr. Sarkar reacts, maybe for that. Already he has talked with Dr. Sarkar. Now, before Sri Ramakrishna, he wanted, but he was a little bit afraid to talk to before Sri Ramakrishna. See, he wanted to take the help of that young boy. Sri Ramakrishna overheard, and then he said to Sarkar, "Do you know what Dr. Bhaduri said about you? He said that because you don't believe these things, in the next circle you would have to begin with an early life from a stone or a brickbat." All laughed. Then Dr. Sarkar. This I really liked. In the beginning, I was not liking Dr. Sarkar. But slowly, how he is changing. That egoistic person. Now this Dr. Sarkar is saying, smiling, suppose I begin from a stone or a brickbat and after many births obtain a human body, but as soon as I come back to this place, I shall have to begin over again from the stone. Because because I will get the human birth, then I will become a doctor, I will come to you, again I will the same conversation, again I won't agree with you, and the moment I am not agreeing with you, I will have to become a stone again. So that is the way the circle will continue. So this approach of Dr. Sarkar is really appreciating. That means now he is free from the ego. And the indication, the hint that Master Mahashaya gave, immediately Sri Ramakrishna was a very intelligent person. He could understand what he should say and he did not. If that was the problematic, he would not have mentioned. Rather, he would have not asked the aim also to mention that. But now that Sri Ramakrishna said, and the reaction of Dr. Sarkar, that proves he has developed his spirituality. That is the blessings of Holy Company. The conversation turned to Master's ecstasy in spite of all his illness. So we will stop over here, and next Wednesday we will read from here.
The first question is from Shamir Kumar De. He's asking, meditation in a remote and quiet place is ideal, but when such places are not available, whether praying in a quiet room in my own house for a family member like me, will it bring the desired result?
Of course, the one thing, when we are trying to improve our quality of meditation, we are trying. God is also watching. So when you are sincerely trying, that God who is always present will arrange in such a way so you will get a desired place and time when you can improve your these practices. So at this moment, wherever you are, utilize the time and try to pray and meditation. A time will come when by the grace of God, actual, comfortable, and whatever the place you like, that will come to you and you can enjoy then. The practice, don't stop it.
Promiti Shanyal is asking, those who suffer from unnatural death, have they done some evil past in the life?
So it's very difficult to say, at least I don't know. Unnatural death, there may be many different things. The, sometimes, some people, those have done in the past something, may be meeting in that way, but we cannot say that. One of our great Swami, and he was really a very good soul. Then it so happened that when he was his driver, he was driving, he was in a jeep, and the morning time, the driver was driving, and he fell asleep, and the jeep fell in the roadside, and the Swami went out of the jeep, but the jeep came on his body. He was a strong person also. He could lift the jeep and come out, but he saw the driver is there. So he took the jeep on him to allow the driver to go out. And the driver went out, and the poor man, he was so much afraid, he didn't turn back to see what happened to Swami, or I don't know what I heard, so, and never helped him to lift the jeep and come out. Instead, he left the place running. Swami himself was lifting the jeep for a long period of time, and no help came. So slowly, the heavy weight of the full jeep came on him. He had to pass away. So we can say this is an accident. But still then, he was helping a person. So this is very difficult to say. We should not think in that way, negative way. Whatever happened, happened for that particular person. Positively, we should think that I must take the name of God all the time. Whenever the death comes, I am ready to face the death. In whatever situation it comes, I am ready to face the death. As the Rabindranath said, Marana re tuhu momo shyamu shaman. O death, I love you like my beloved God. So that way we should prepare ourselves. Thank you.
YouTube user KAI is asking, can a living being have the birth of a non-living? Can a living being have the birth of a non-living object like stone or tree? Please throw some light.
Non-living, no, they are also living. This particularly the stone, we think that they don't have the life. They cannot manifest. Manifestation is so less that we don't think that they have the life. That the animate, inanimate, we say, but still they are having that consciousness, but it is completely stoned, we can say, no expression almost. Then comes to the grasses, then the trees and the vegetations. We can see their life also. And then more expressed in the animals and the birds, reptiles. And then finally, the full expression in the human being. But the consciousness is present in all different levels. Thank you. Okay, friends. So, congratulations, an advance congratulations today for the Guru Purnima. Guru, the God, may his blessings be always with you. Let us conclude with this mantra. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.